Hold up. A juror from the Sean Diddy Combs trial just broke his silence. And let me tell you, the tea is lukewarm, but the reactions, oh baby, they're hot. We got inside thoughts on the verdict, behind the scenes takes from court. And yes, we finally know what those mysterious F-off tapes actually showed. Spoiler alert, it's given massage parlor, not mob movie. Welcome back to Extra Hot Topic, the place where drama gets deep fried and served with extra sauce. I'm your host, and today we're diving into the first interview from someone on the actual jury in the Diddy trial. This man, George, was one of the 18 jurors, including 6 alternates, and even though he wasn't part of the final deliberation team, he's spilling some courtroom tea that has everybody buzzing. He spoke with CNN and the New York Times the day after Diddy was convicted on 2 out of 5 charges, transportation to engage in prostitution, but cleared on the racketeering and 2 trafficking charges. And George? Oh, he's got thoughts. So buckle up because this is one courtroom confessional you don't want to miss. So boom, George, one of the alternate jurors, decides he's going to open up to CNN's Laura Coates and the New York Times about the Diddy case. And let me just say, the man came with receipts and reasoning. He starts off by saying he gets why the jury ruled the way it did. Remember, this case had 5 charges, and Combs only got convicted on 2. The racketeering charge? George said straight up he probably would have ruled the same way if he were in that jury room. He's like, I was looking through all my notes. And yeah, the evidence wasn't given beyond a reasonable doubt vibes. And honestly, that racketeering charge was always the legal Mount Everest of the case. George said there was a little doubt from day one. Like that charge was up there just chilling, wearing a maybe, maybe not sign from the jump. Now, George didn't know Diddy's music before the trial. Wild, I know. But he was impressed with Diddy's courtroom demeanor. He was in there locked in, fighting for his life, looking like someone who knew what was at stake. George even said the defense did a full-blown takedown on Don Richard. Like boom, he wrote it in his notebook. Take down, just like that. He said the defense made her seem very not credible. Yikes, that's like getting a 0-star Yelp review in court. Imagine giving emotional testimony and the jury's like, we not buying it. That's rough. Then things got awkward. And yes, we're talking about the F-off situations. George watched the footage. Yeah, that footage. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. He said the so-called F-off videos were actually tame, like lotion level tame. Oil rubbing, no Tarantino level scandal here. He told CNN it wasn't anything too graphic, which, okay, maybe we all built it up in our heads like we were going to see something straight off a premium streaming service. Turns out it was more baby oil than Blockbuster. Now about Cassie and Jane, the 2 women involved in the trafficking charges that didn't stick. George said he didn't think it was forced. According to him, the footage and text showed they were willing participants. And here's where it gets complex, because he also said Cassie gave very credible testimony. Like she didn't just show up 9 months pregnant for nothing. He's like, she wouldn't go through all that just to lie. But still, he landed on not guilty for those charges. As for Jane, he said he believed her, but certain parts of her story were a little strange. He pointed out the 2024 physical incident as something that didn't completely add up in his mind. Viewers in the comments section, let me know what you think so far. Is the juror actually telling the truth? Was this an orchestrated plan to take down an innocent black man? Or maybe he's not so innocent after all? Give your thoughts. Now, let's continue. So basically, George believes both of them to an extent, but when it came to charges, he wasn't buying what the prosecution was selling. And look, that's how court works. It's not just about what you feel, it's about what you can prove. And don't get it twisted. Just because George didn't think Diddy was guilty of the worst charges doesn't mean he's about to send a Christmas card to Bad Boy Entertainment. When asked if he'd ever want to talk to Diddy, George was like, nah, fam. He literally said, to be honest, I really wouldn't want to talk to Combs or anyone really associated with that. That's a very polite way of saying, don't text, don't call, don't even try to reach out to me. Y'all, I need a moment. Deep breath. Okay, first of all, George? That man came across like he walked straight out of a courtroom-themed Netflix docuseries called Juror, the calm before the verdict. He was chill, thoughtful, and breaking it all down like a man who low-key took better notes than the prosecution itself. I mean, if there was a Juror of the Year award, I'd be out here mailing this man a trophy and a Starbucks gift card. And that's only if this man is telling the truth, not trying to say he is not telling the truth. And I guess to the way things are going, some of us do not know what to believe. Now, let's get into the F-off tapes. Baby. When he said the tapes were basically just rubbing oil and nothing too graphic, I was floored. I had to pause the video, rewind, and say, "Excuse me, what now?" All that drama, all that hush-hush, FBI raids, and headlines that sounded like something out of a crime thriller, and it turns out it was just some sensual body glide. We went from Law & Order SVU to Massage Envy After Dark real fast. It's giving Johnson's baby oil, not Rico. And then there's the situation with Cassie and Jane. Oof. The emotional weight of their testimonies was heavy, I'm not gonna lie. George literally said he found Cassie very credible and even admitted she wouldn't have come all the way to court 9 months pregnant just to make stuff up. And Jane? He said he believed her too, mostly. But somehow when it came down to the cold, hard charges, that belief didn't stretch far enough for a conviction. Now listen, I don't know about y'all, but that part had my head spinning like, wait, so you believed them, but not enough? It's like saying, yeah, I think the pizza looks cooked, but I ain't eating it, huh? Courtroom limbo is crazy, y'all. You believe, but you don't believe. It's given, I like you, but not enough to meet your mom. And then, let me tell you the moment that made me nearly slide out my chair. When George, calm and composed as ever, hit us with that. To be honest, I really wouldn't want to talk to Combs or anyone associated with that. I said, oh, not even a polite brush off? Not even a wish him the best statement. George basically hit us with the social version of a restraining order. He's like, don't call me, don't DM me, don't play mo money, mo problems within 100 feet of my house. He wants no part of the Diddy cinematic universe, none. That told me everything I needed to know. You didn't find him guilty of the most serious stuff, but you sure as hell don't want to grab coffee with him either. That speaks volumes, baby. This whole trial is like an onion. Just when you think you're done peeling back the layers, here comes another one. And yep, it'll still make your eyes water. The verdict might be in, but these stories, they are still cooking, and I got my plate ready. George really sat down and spilled the courtroom tea like a man who's been holding it in for 8 weeks and one very confusing video clip. The man may have only been an alternate, but baby, he came with clarity, commentary, and enough emotional whiplash to make Judge Judy blink twice. Let me know what you think. Was George fair? Do you think the jury got it right? Or is this whole thing giving reasonable doubt in more ways than one? Sound off in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell harder than the defense hit the credibility button on Don Richard. This is Extra Hot Topic. And remember, we spill tea when it's extremely hot.